being kept to a minimum for the championship run, and John Brown remains the common factor at centre-back. Richard Goff's absence through injury coinciding with Terry Butcher's return after suspension. And Ian Ferguson plays his second game after his return from injury, wearing number 4, but likely to play on the right side of midfield and determined to justify a return to the international squad. And one more goal for Ali McCoist this afternoon would give him the undisputed Premier League scoring record of 132. He already leads the scoring charts for the season with 17 so far. Hearts bring back Walter Kidd and Tosh McKinley at fullback, and Dave McCreary is in central midfield between Gary Mackay and Eamon Bannon. Alec MacDonald remains adventurous and optimistic. He sticks to a 3-man attack of Cahoon, Robertson and Crabb. And Craig Levein savoured every moment of the World Cup trip to Genoa last week, and this is the type of stage where he can reinforce his claim to international recognition. And John Robertson too can't be far from the World Cup reckoning now that he's restored to full fitness. His goal tally for the season so far is 14. And the referee this afternoon, Mr. Hugh Williamson from Renfrew. Heavy rain all morning made the pitch very difficult beforehand because the ground staff had to fork areas in many places to enable the water to be drained away, but it now looks not too bad, and the rain has gone off. The sun is shining, so there are no difficulties now about the game proceeding, although it certainly will cut up as the match wears on. A vital game, particularly this for Hearts, who really cannot afford another slip-up after losing at home last week to Dunfermline, if they're to retain any hopes at all of being in the championship race. Rangers' main problem may be to guard against complacency. They're so far ahead in the league. The Hearts will certainly provide a severe test this afternoon. The throw goes to Hearts. John Robertson back battling for possession. Over Gary Stevens. Crabb goes across. Stevens who wins it. Good play by the fullback. The cross intercepted by McKinley. Really athletic play again from Gary Stevens. Trevor Stevens. Johnston is there at the near post with McPherson doing the marking. And McKinley prevented a corner kick. The throw to Rangers. Good bit of work that by Dave McPherson. This ball comes in. Gary Stevens again is involved. It was deflected. McPherson closely there with Johnston. Butcher's header. Levein is first to the ball. Here's Stuart Monroe. Chested down by Johnston, trying to set that up for Walters. Preston has spotted trouble, but here's McCreary. Now Kidd, charging forward. He likes to do this. Looking for Mackay inside. Ian Ferguson did a good job, and the pass back almost intercepted by Robertson. Graham Souness now in the tunnel, roaring instructions out onto the field. Clearly unhappy with the commitment being shown. Now Stephen opening the play out. Down Monroe using Walter as a decoy. Great ball there from McCoist. Headed away by McKinley. Here's John Brown trying to set up a shooting chance. Then it goes to Ian Ferguson. Frustration there for Ferguson. Intense pressure applied by Rangers. Stuart Monroe did so well coming up to link with the attack. That headed clearance going straight to John Brown, who attempted a long-range shot at ricocheted there. McPherson won it from Johnston. In came Ian Ferguson, and he pulled the shot wide. Brown to Stevens. This is Stephen. Back to Ferguson. Now McCoist. Great effort by McCoist. There's Ian Ferguson. Well, Rangers coming within inches. And Ali McCoist denied that record-breaking goal. Brilliantly set up by Stephen to Ian Ferguson. The pass was perfection. McCoy steadying himself, beat Henry Smith, but the ball comes off the post. tackle made by Levine, again a decisive one. This is Gary Mackay. Kid available on the right. Back with Mackay. Not giving Cahoon much room to work that pass. And rolls in swiftly. This is John Robertson. Holding off Butcher the first time and winning the free kick. Very quick in the turn, John Robertson. That's what caught out Butcher. Bannon comes across to chat with Cahoon about this free kick. Bannon will take it. Dave McPherson right in the thick of it in the box. Away by Spackman. Kid lofts it forward. Dave McPherson trying to get in there behind Monroe. Well, Dave McPherson, the former Rangers player, taking plenty of abuse there from the Ibrox fans. He cost Hearts £325,000 when he left Ibrox. Stephen has possession for Rangers. Butcher now in the outside left position. That's forward for McCoist. Across goes McPherson. McCoist using his strength to win possession. There's Trevor Stephen. McKinley had to get to that. There's Ian Ferguson. Really thought that was deflected. A difficult chance, but one which Ian Ferguson we've been looking to do better with. Good left foot cross. That's on the run from Trevor Stephen. McKinley did well to win that ahead of Johnston. It fell there for Ferguson. That's well over the top. Stevens header. There's Ian Ferguson doing well to get away from McCreary. Spackman trying to find Walters. This kid. Cahoon. Person the long ball. Crabb trying to get in there behind Terry Butcher. Crabb has possession, looking for support inside. There's John Robertson. Well, Terry Butcher, a lead man in that Rangers defence. Butcher made the error, trying to get that back to Woods. Crabb posed the problem, looked up, saw Robertson coming into the box, set that up, pressure as the shot was released, and it's pulled wide by Robertson. Hearts indeed appear now to be settling a little bit. That's a loose pass though by Kidd. Spackman may cause a problem. Here's Walters. The ball is still in play. There's no free kick. Person bringing it clear. Crabb couldn't get to it. He has it now though. Setting it up for Robertson. He was caught late by Brown. Crabb's on the deck as the ball is cleared by Butcher. Good defending there by Butcher, and there's a problem here between John Brown, I think, is the player in trouble. Well, there certainly was a problem there. Scott Crabb was the player caught late by Brown after Crabb released the pass. So this is becoming an unhappy feature of the play. The players are committing themselves to challenges even after the ball is released. Header, here's Walters, brought down by Mackay, and this time the referee's patience is exhausted. Over the first booking of the match, here was Walters going outside Gary Mackay, clearly away from the Hearts number 8 when he was brought down. Very powerful message, and the yellow card for Mackay. There's Johnston. Now Trevor Stephen. Well, it's all very tough out there at the moment. Gary Stevens in lots of space on the far side. John Robertson, the player, going back to try to cut him off. Here's Johnston. Out it goes to Trevor Stephen. Feeding out of the play in the middle. And Henry Smith goes there bravely as Walters makes a challenge. Josh McKinley going towards Mark Walters. They put a check out of any challenge on Henry Smith. They realised the keeper had possession. But it is Dave McCreary who's on the ground inside his own penalty area. And I have no idea how that came to pass. Well, referee Williamson needs eyes now at the back of his head. There was Mo Johnston playing it across. And Walters going in. He checked out of that challenge on Smith. Has to turn back. Leaving Chris Woods. Diligent work by Hearts in midfield. And there goes the half-time whistle. Well, certainly not a great 45 minutes. Not quite the one you would expect from sides at the top of the Premier Division. The only real glimpse of a goal came from Ali McCoy when he took a pass from Ian Ferguson at the edge of the box, set himself for the shot which beat Henry Smith, rebounded off the post. Apart from that, the goalkeepers seldom troubled at half-time at Ibrox. It's Rangers 0, Hearts 0. For this top of the table match, which has really not lived up to expectations at all so far. And I fancy there have been some very tough talking going on in the dressing rooms at half-time. There's Gary Stevens with a fine cross, and once again Levine on the end of that. Excellent goalkeeping from Smith. A treacherous shot that from Trevor Stephen. Played in by Gary Stevens. Look how well Levine gets this clear. Trevor Stephen meets it on the drop, bouncing towards the keeper, and that's excellent handling. Cahoon. Woods has the benefit of the breeze now for these kickouts in the second half. Here's Johnston. That's for Ian Ferguson. Going for the first time cross, the near post ball. McCoy was there. Some great cover though. It's gone for a corner kick. Has it? No, the referee appears to have... No, he's given a corner now. Good early ball this from Ian Ferguson on the run. McCoy making for the near post area, but look how well he was covered all the way there. Levine was there, Henry Smith was there. It came off McKinley in the end for the corner. There's McCoist. Ian Ferguson, that's trying to get beyond Levine. Here's Mo Johnston, he's very quick indeed. Cross it goes towards Ian Ferguson. There's McCoist. Still McCoist. Sheer brilliance from McCoist. The goal is going to be chopped off though. It won't count. There's an offside flag up, it would appear. Free kick been given just outside the 6-yard box. The linesman David Gray from Golston explains that to Maurice Johnston. Oh, what a controversial moment. Levine at full stretch couldn't clear this completely. Got a touch to the ball. Look how well Johnston did here, getting across the bows of McKinley, looking up, playing the ball back towards Ian Ferguson for the shot. It broke to McCoy. Now just look at this. Brilliant play from McCoy. And it's Walters, I reckon, the far corner of the box, who is offside. Brown being allowed the chance to come forward. Johnston taken out of the play from the back by McKinley. Brazilian player, Mo Johnston, back at his feet quickly. Butcher has gone forward this time. Brown switching it to the left to Monroe. That's good control. Bannon there to head to safety. Very sensible header that. Some of the Hearts players looking towards Henry Smith, asking why he didn't come for that. Bannon didn't hang around. Good play by Stephen once again. There's Levine at the far post. Now Brown. That's for McCoy. He's onside this time. And a golden opportunity goes a-begging. It was a superb pass, this, from John Brown. McCoy's pointing where he wanted the ball and then couldn't control it. Walters trying to get away from Kidd. There's Speckman. Ian Ferguson. This is Gary Stevens. McCoy this time, well tackled by Levine. Now that was an outstanding tackle by Craig Levine. Speckman to Stevens. Stevens again involved. There's Trevor Stephen, now Johnston. Across this time comes Dave McPherson. Well, McCoy still hasn't recovered from that tackle by Craig Levine. What a brilliant effort it was, as the ball was played through into the path of Ali McCoy. Levine came over at tremendous pace and made a very solid tackle. Free kick against Ian Ferguson. Challenge on Sanderson. There's Craig Levine. Hasn't come forward too often in the match. It was held there by Walters. Let's have a free kick. Spikeman. Walter Kidd brought down by Walters. Two fouls in quick succession by Mark Walters. The referee has a word with him this time. Played in by Cahoon to the far post where Bannon is there. That's well taken by Woods. Fine lead by Eamon Bannon. John Cahoon's free kick right to the far post area. Bannon got up well despite the attentions of the defence. There's Johnston. Kidd is on the ground as Spackman takes possession. There's Mark Walters. Away from McPherson. Headed on by Bannon, and was there a nudge on McCoist? Oh, this man certainly thought so, the referee didn't. Here's John Brown. Spackman to the far side. This is Walters. Chance to attack Walter Kidd. A knock on one for Smith. Certainly was in trouble for a moment. Well, Henry Smith, who was injured early in the second half, almost caught out by this cross from Mark Walters. He was running at Walter Kidd. It appeared to be deflected, spinning high in the air. Smith caught it, then dropped it, but recovered quickly enough. Walter has drifted off the flank into the middle of the field to become more involved. Spikeman holding off McKinley. Stevens has Stephen outside him. Good running by Ian Ferguson. Turned away by Levine. Excellent positioning once again in the box by Craig Levine. Good move that though from Rangers, with Ian Ferguson making one of those surging runs from midfield to get on the end of the pass from Trevor Stephen. Stevens corner kick. Henry Smith coming for that. Well, he appeared to be tripped on the way out. The referee is acknowledging that to Henry Smith, but allowing the play to continue. Now you'll see the ball in mid-air. Smith coming for this, appeared to be caught there from behind by Mark Walters. That's why he didn't handle the ball properly the first time, but the recovery was quick enough. Ferguson wide for Stephen. Gary Stevens goes on the outside, followed by Bannon. Still Trevor Stephen. That was hit firmly enough. McCreary was in the way. Johnston back to Spackman. Here's Gary Stevens. Now Ian Ferguson. Tackled by Sanderson. Spackman. Trying to find another way through now, Rangers. They go free on the left. Trying to go outside Cahoon. McCoist to Monroe. Challenge made quickly by McPherson, but at the expense of another corner kick. Well, Rangers now piling on the pressure. Still finding it difficult to create clear-cut chances, but certainly with all the territorial advantage. Here's Trevor Stephen again. Well saved by Smith. Butcher and McPherson going up together. The ball glanced off the head, perhaps of McPherson here. There it was, the in-swinger. No, it was Terry Butcher who got a touch, but it was well taken by Smith. Ferguson's header played forward by Levine to Cahoon. This is Kidd. Robertson. Done away by Butcher. Free kick, I think, given against Robertson. Or is it a throw? The referee settles for the throw. It's well cut out by McPherson. Here's Kidd. Well, Scott Crabb! He lost his marker. Well, the offside flag was up in any event. Graham Wilson from Fort William, the linesman, indicating that. But this ball played in by Walter Kidd, a dangerous one. And Crabb certainly got his head to that, but it wouldn't have counted. There's Trevor Stephen. He controlled it well enough, but couldn't set it up for a shot. This is Crabb. Brought down late by Brown. He'll be in trouble. Well, the referee now will take action. This was not at all pleasant. Crabb controlling the ball in the wind, knocking it past John Brown, who then pulled him down. The second booking in the match. John Brown of Rangers. Clear message from the referee before the yellow card is administered. Kidd's header. There's Cahoon through the middle. It's Crabb, but he's offside. McPherson first to that. Here's Crabb. Spikeman tackled fiercely by McCreary. Keeper Butcher. McPherson with the marker. Here's Spikeman again. Now Ian Ferguson. McCreary's fallen down. Here's Walters. Another corner kick to Rangers. Well, the pressure now is relentless. Hearts certainly have defended extremely well. They have another 6 minutes to survive. Smith's in trouble this time. There's Johnston. And once again, Sanderson and Levine were there to block that. To wait for the corner kick once more. Once again, it's Butcher who causes all the trouble at the near post area, getting up to get a touch on. Smith couldn't hold that. Came behind John Brown for Johnston, and it was Levine who was first there to block. Rodney Smith under severe pressure. That won't count. No way that was going to be allowed. Ian Ferguson clearly is frustrated about that. You can see the attack here on Henry Smith in the air. There's no way he was getting to that. It was Maurice Johnston particularly. And then as the ball fell, finished off, I reckon, by McCoist. Both players know each other very well indeed. And there goes the final whistle. Well, the reaction of the crowd tells the story. No scoring at all in the match, and not too many signs of a goal coming along. Not the quality of play you would expect from two sides of this calibre. Harry McCoist denied a couple of chances to break the goal-scoring record in the Premier League. Henry Smith in the wars, but coping admirably at the back for Hearts. In the end, an undistinguished match. Hearts have failed to close the gap at the top. The final score, Rangers 0, Hearts 0.